George London used to say, nothing should move unless the breath moves it. So you hear a lot of talk among singers about lowering the larynx. Obviously, nobody wants to sing with the larynx. Pull the way up here and sing, right? What they call the necktie tenors. You hear a lot of them. Right? We don't want that sound. It's not a sound that has any nobility to it whatsoever, right? So how do we lower the larynx and still obey the rules of good singing? No action in the throat, right? If I'm going to obey the first rule, I'm allowed to have reactions in the throat, but not actions in the throat. So let's see how I can get my larynx down. No matter what I do to it, if I press it down and go, right? All I'm doing is creating tension in my throat. So there's one way to get your larynx to go down, right? And we have to accept the degree to which it goes down. It may not go down as far as you may like for it to go down. It may not go down as far as your friend or your advisor said, oh, your larynx has got to be way down to here, right? All the stories of Caruso's larynx being pulled down so far that it would disappear inside and beneath the sternal notch, right? What you want to do is breathe in a way that draws your throat down, right? So you breathe. And the larynx goes to about right here. And then if I go, if I laugh on my lower chest, breathe in. I'm breathing like in my lower back, like my buttocks are balloons. I'm trying to breathe very, very low in the back. Breathe. You notice that my larynx is drawn down as part of the inhalation, but it's still loose. It's still not tight. And then when I start to sing, I transfer my attention to my lower chest, and I go, and the larynx doesn't move. So if I go, breathe. There's simply no reason for me to be tight in the throat if I breathe very, very low in my back and then lean my breath against my lower chest, which amounts to the front of the diaphragm, right? So anytime you want anything to move, the only thing that should move it is the breath, right? Tetrasini said, take the first drop of air into the lower rear quadrant of your lungs. Then fill the lungs from the bottom to the top, right? So let's do that. So I'll take the first drop and I go. See where my larynx went? The larynx goes down all the time. Now, young singers who don't have a lot of sucking in power, a lot of power of inhalation, what Caruso called the power of the respiration. If I don't have a powerful inhalation, right, and my inhalation is only, well, then my larynx may not move very far, but that's still more correct than if you were to try to depress the larynx with muscles. This is completely wrong. First of all, it breaks the first rule. No action in the throat. So if I breathe, and the only reaction I get is to say down to here, then that's the way I sing. So I breathe, I sing like a young singer. Why not? You can do a lot of singing that way, right? Without tensing the throat. If I can breathe more, then I go. Now the larynx is way down here, and I'm going to sing exactly the same way that I did just now, but my voice will sound different. Breathe. Right? You hear someone like Mario Delmonico, and he would sing. Come un bel dì di maggio. Or Franco Corelli going, fantastic voices, but both of them had a very, very low larynx, but they did it through the power of the respiration. They asked Corelli in a master class in New York, how do you get your throat open? He kept talking about open the throat, open the throat. All the American singers singing like a singing through the straw. Everything is closed, right? He couldn't stand nasality, and he couldn't stand, he hated everyone who went ming, mang, ming, ming, ma, and sang through a narrow little hole. So someone said, how do you get your throat open? And he went like this. He said, and he did this long, noisy sucking in that lasted a couple of minutes. And when he finished, now you understand? We don't all have that kind of power of inhalation, especially young singers. Young singers have to, over many, many years, develop the power of the inhalation, which means they learn in the beginning to sing with whatever it is that they have at the moment. Some singers have more, some singers have less. Some singers don't have any at all, and you want them to go take swimming lessons and play a wind instrument and do a lot of yoga and martial arts. Karate is great for training the breath, so is yoga, right? So swimming miles, doing in every stroke, you know that Kirsten Flogstad said she learned to breathe in her lower back by swimming on her back. And she realized when she was swimming and her face was up facing, that when she would breathe, she would feel the air going way down in her lower back. Well, we know what happened to her voice, right? So if you can breathe and the larynx moves, that's fine, but don't make it move and never press it all the way down farther than the inhalation has the power to take it down and in. So if I breathe like that, my larynx is right here. But I can still sing. It just doesn't sound as good. I breathe a little bit more. It's getting better. Well, how much do I need? Do I want to be dark? Do I want to be really baritonal? I'm a tenor. Do I want to be baritonal? No. If I'm a baritone, do I want to be bassy? No. So this very bright is possible without getting blatty and white and ugly because of the deep breathing. If I breathe shallow and go, the voice doesn't have any color. So if I breathe, there goes my larynx down. Then it starts picking up overtones because the air in my air bucket, somebody said, why breathe so much? Well, there's several reasons. The number one reason is the bigger the drum, the bigger the sound. So if I keep breathing and building up my air box, I'm going to get a richer, more beautiful sound. Then the power of inhaling opens my throat vertically. Remember we talked about the horizontal opening? That's this shape. Now we're talking about the vertical opening, and the throat goes down like this. And if I make that smile when I breathe, I go, now my throat is open vertically and open horizontally, and I do not have to flex any muscles whatsoever. Everything is loose and nice and clear, and I can say, how are you today? So nice that you can understand every word I'm saying. So diction is a matter of just speech phonation. And if I talk like that there, how you tonight, sure as not see ye, then I can sing a country singer. But what if I'm not a country singer? Right? What if I'm going to sing German? Winterstürme wischen die Wonnemond, im milden Licht erleuchtete Lands. You sing everything as the language is spoken. Breathe in. And let your larynx relax downward and your throat open vertically. And once it's down there, then you lean the breath on your lower chest and go, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, ha ha ha. It's like laughing right on the lower chest. Okay? Thank you.